Tonight on Talk Show with RJ Sheedy, host of Speaking Conservatively and Radio Pride, Joe Mangiacotti. And a surprise. Bringing to you the gift of music, the lovely Molly Jane Gain. And now, the man who is almost as sticky as he is wet, RJ Sheedy.
Hey, everybody. Hey. Oh, my God. Look at everybody. Hey. Wow. Look at everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talk Show. I'm your host, TV's RJ Sheedy. How's everyone doing tonight? Huh? Good. Yes. Yes, that's amazing. Happy summer, everybody. Happy summer to everybody. We're in the middle of summer right now. You can tell by the beautiful weather and bright pink sky you can see outside our studio window. Yes, our fake studio window that's really just a room divider. We don't have a budget. Come on, I'm kidding. What budget? The show's flat broke. We're on cable access. Thank you for watching. Who's watching? The three of you. Yeah, it is cable access. But hey, look on the bright side. We're doing better than some of our cable access friends. Only one camera is being operated by a chair. Isn't that right, camera 4? Yeah, thank you for being here, camera 4. It's completely turned off. And that is such a good prop. Thank you for doing that, whoever did that. He's so quiet, that camera 4 operator. Oof, never says a word to me. Anywho, tonight and tomorrow here in Milford is the Annual Portuguese Picnic. Who has been to the picnic? Anyone?
Me.
Thank you, somebody. Okay, tough crowd. It's a yearly tradition that takes place in the Heights here in town. It is really a historic cultural event, and I really wanted to experience it. At least the most important part of the picnic. The food, it would be. That would be the most important part of the picnic. So we went down earlier today with a camera. We found a selectman, and we were lucky enough to be welcomed into the kitchen to try a few things. So check it out. Here it is, our quick day at the picnic. I'm here with Mariah. She works at the club. So tell me, what are you doing here today?
Today I'm the secretary this year, so I'm going to go around and make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be and keep the logistics pretty much normal.
So tell me about the picnic. Tell me a little bit about the history of the Portuguese Heights and the picnic.
Well, the Portuguese Heights, as we know, was started with Draper Corporation. They brought their workers in, and we had immigrants from all different nationalities, and it just became a yearly event. In October, we're going to celebrate our 100th year in being the Milford Portuguese Club.
So if you had to pick some kind of food here that you want someone to try, they've never been before, what would you want to try here?
They should try the tripe.
The tripe? Where can The tripe, where can I find that?
Right inside in our kitchen.
Oh, really? Can you come in and show it to me?
Of course.
Cool. John, let's go in and find out this. Thank you so much. Joe! How are you? So great to see you.
Nice to see you too.
So what are you doing back here in the kitchen? Are you cooking?
I'm helping out. Yeah, I'm serving a little of everything today.
That is awesome. I need to see this. Yes, please. I need to try it. Will you let me? Amazing. So for the people who are watching at home who don't know what tripe is, what is it?
So tripe it's a traditional Portuguese meal. It's made of beans, linguiça, carrots, and cow stomach or pig stomach? Cow stomach?
Tripe is the lining of the cow's stomach.
It's the lining of the cow's stomach. Okay.
Nice and chewy.
All right.
You're really going to enjoy this. So
I know I will. It's made with love by you guys. Yeah. Let's see how I like this. It's really good. It's really good. You're right. This is exactly what people need to try.
This is what they need to try. It's excellent. We've been making it for all morning. It's fresh, made with love.
How long does it take to cook this?
Oh,
All morning?
All morning.
All morning.
We did prep work last night because we had to cut up the carrots, the celery, and just put it all together.
This is amazing. This is so cool. Victor. Hi, Victor. Hi, Victor. So great to meet you, Victor. All right, so Victor Pereira, how long have you been here at the club cooking for?
At least
15 years.
15 years, okay. I'm told that this is the best thing to eat here. Would you agree?
That's pretty much the best.
That is the best, okay.
The best, and that's that's
The beef stew, okay. That looks amazing.
We have the chicken over there that I'm cooking outside.
You're cooking the chicken?
Yes.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
that's delicious. Yeah, that we just took it out of the grill.
Okay, what do you season this thing with? Because the best part of the chicken is, of course, the seasoning. What's in here?
When you look at it, it's nice and brown and well cooked.
Yes, it's very well cooked. So it smells really, really good. Wow. This is amazing. Look at this chicken. He's eating a sandwich behind the camera. Oh my God, all the food here is amazing. Thank you for showing me the chicken. Okay.
And then we get the hamburgers and the hot dogs and linguiça. That's delicious. Good.
This is amazing. Oh my God.
I don't know which one is the best.
You can't choose, they're all good, right?
One is the best, but I don't know which one.
Yeah. Yes.
All great traditional foods. Definitely worth coming down and trying all of it. Especially if you want to get really adventurous, try the sardines. You can cook them out on the grill by yourself and enjoy those. So.
Oh, I don't know about sardines. I don't know if I feel that adventurous. Do you like sardines?
I do. Yeah, I actually enjoy
wow.
them. I enjoy
Okay.
them, especially when they're nice and grilled. They're delicious. And we have steak tips you can grill yourself as well. So it's a great event to celebrate the Portuguese culture, and a lot of families come down. So it's a lot of fun.
This is so much fun. Thank you for showing me around the kitchen, guys.
You guys gonna have to try a linguiça sandwich. Is that okay?
Yeah, I think we can try a linguiça sandwich. I think I'm okay with that. Okay, so this is a famous linguiça sandwich, yep. This looks like some pork. Here.
For your buddy.
Okay, that's for my buddy, wow. Our camera guy gets one, cool. This looks really good.
All good, right?
That's really good linguiça. Thank you so much. No, I'm fine, I'm fine.
You want a soda, honey?
Hey, that was amazing. Hey, thank you, Mike Wallace, for chatting with us this afternoon for a little bit, and a huge thanks to Maria Marias and Joe Marias for showing me around the kitchen for a little bit. I'm so happy I got to have lunch today. That was amazing. That was a great treat. So thank you guys. Everyone at home, if you haven't been, go check it out. It's the Portuguese Picnic. It's a great Milford tradition. Hey, we have a great show for you tonight. In just a little bit, Molly Jane Gain is back with us tonight. We're super excited for that. Molly Jane Gain is here, yes? Gonna be playing some music for us. In fact, she will be debuting 2 brand new songs from her upcoming album, which we'll talk about more later. But first, he has been in the radio industry for over 30 years. He's even, believe it or not, he's even ran for the state senate in 1992. He has been the host of Conservatively Speaking. It airs on Saturday mornings on WCRN 8:30 a.m. and Radio Pride, which airs Monday afternoons on WCUW 91.3 FM. That's right. He's a gay conservative. Some people ask, how is that? And isn't that just an oxymoron, sort of like jumbo shrimp? But he's not a right-wing religious zealot, he says. He also says he doesn't identify as Republican, but as a Lincoln Republican. Yes! That is a real thing, and not just an American dad joke about Lincoln being gay. Talk to us more about his radio shows and his politics. Please welcome my friend Joe Mangiacotti. Joe, come on out. And he brought Teddy. Joe,
Hey, buddy. Good
so
to
great
see
to
you.
see you. My
Teddy's
God, I
with us.
love
Yeah,
him.
always. Yeah.
He's like part of your logo, that and the hats.
Yeah, the fedora. Yeah, the fedora is absolutely.
Come on, take a seat. What are we doing standing up?
Yeah,
That's
here
not
We go. Here we go.
so uncomfy. Take a seat.
Come on, Teddy.
So welcome. Like I said at the top, you've been in radio for over 30 years.
Yeah, 32 years as of. I started. First gig was June of 1986.
Uh-huh. And where was that? That was
And
at a morning
actually-
show, right?
Yeah, I'm actually, I know there's people from radio in the audience, and my unique thing is I never actually interned in radio.
What?
Usually you have to intern, right? You work for nothing and all that. And I
Yeah.
went down to I graduated broadcast school, and they said, hey, you got to get real call letters next to your name. Go down to WJCC in Norfolk, and now that's a business station now. but it was a day timer, so that means it only went on a half hour before the sun came up and shut off a half hour after the sun went down.
Okay.
So in the summer, you were on till 8, 9 o'clock at night, right? But in the winter, you're off at 5:30. So I go down, and they said, all right, you're going to intern in the news department. Come on in tomorrow morning. Well, I show up, and the morning guy says, hey, the owner fired the news girl yesterday afternoon. You're the news guy.
Just,
That's it. Go on at 6 o'clock.
okay.
And it was the probably the worst newscast in the history of radio.
Oh,
it was
that can't be
horrible.
true.
Oh, it was horrible.
Were you on air?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Went on air. I
Oh.
was now paid minimum wage, which I think in 1986 was $3.21 or $71. Or I never cashed the check. I have a $71 check framed in my office, my first paycheck in radio. I never bothered to cash it.
That's
I was in real
awesome.
estate at the time, and you know, I get off the air, and the morning guy says, you know, keep your barber's license. You know, it was a bad broadcast.
But you got better over time.
Got a little bit better, hopefully, over time. Yeah, 32 years later. Yeah, absolutely.
So what's been you've done everything on the radio station. You must have met 1,000 people. What's one of your favorite stories from over the years that you can share with us in the audience?
Oh, well, you know, it went in radio. Teddy's just wants to check out the place here,
Yeah,
so we'll
let him run around.
We'll let him run around a
Let
little
him
bit.
run around.
You know, the thing about you know, radio, like a lot of things,
Yeah.
is success is when preparedness meets opportunity, and and so much in radio sometimes is you're just there at the right time, you know, and you got to be there, and so that was the first gig. The second gig, I really lucked out in that what's now Talk America was Star Communications back in the day, and what happened was they said, hey, we need a producer reporter guy. And so the owner of the station said, well, this kid, he's young and everyone would give him a shot. So my next gig in radio, I was actually on a nationwide, 147 stations, live every night, to do the sports final. And that meant I had network credentials for Fenway Park. Then it was Sullivan Stadium and the old original Boston Garden. So this was a dream job. So I mean, I was hanging out in the clubhouse with Oil Can Boyd and Jim Rice and Wes Gardner, Joe Morgan, all of those things. My friends were so jealous that, you know, I fell into this job. You know, hopefully a little talent came into play. But it was that kind of thing. Is radio, you just kind of move from place to place, and you know, and over the years, I ended up in also management positions. You know, vice president, general manager of stations. That's the business side of it, and so you get to learn both sides. You know, that's classic radio is talent versus sales, management. You know, sales is going to say, if it's not for you, you guys don't get any money. And talent says, well, if we don't give you a product to sell, you have nothing to sell. So chicken egg, right? Who's right? I mean,
I'm gonna go with the talent every single time, from sitting in the seat. It's always the talent. Listen to them.
Until I had to manage a station and pay for everything, I sided with the talent too.
Oh,
But
come on.
You got to have a nice mix there. It's got to be you got to have a saleable product, and you have to have you know, somebody to sell it. You know, it's the nature of the business. Now, radio is very different today.
Yeah.
Than
Chachi
3 decades.
was here a month ago telling me the same thing.
Oh, yeah. It's first of all, the technology alone, what has changed. You know, 30 years ago, you want to do a remote broadcast. Oh, my goodness. You needed a van and crew. You needed an engineer and an operator, and you had to go a couple days before wherever you were doing it and check the Marty. You know, then that was how it was an old telescoping antenna system that you would boom the signal back to the station, right, on a regular radio, and then that would go through the station. So there was a lot to do with it, you know. So a remote would cost a business a couple $1,000. Just $1,000 of it's in engineering that goes into it. Now you can run a radio station off a laptop.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you have a transmitter tower, and you can switch your satellite channels and everything, and basically now you've got a lot of the small market little stations that haven't been, you know, bought up and eaten up yet, often being run by the owner himself or herself, just kind of, you know, dealing with the businesses and filling that market for the look at RAB tells us that people listen to 3 radio stations on a weekly basis, right?
Okay.
So the little station wants to be it doesn't want to be number 1. It just wants to be number 2 or 3. So the large stations are going to have the network news and the big shows and the syndicated talk shows, but you still need that local station that's going to tell you what happened at the city council, the selections meeting, the Little League scores, all of that. You still need that local radio station.
Sitting in a local spot, I can tell you Milford's really lucky to have WRCN, hometown radio station
There you go.
here in town, doing exactly what you just said, serving the community that
Well,
way.
you know, the owner now, Tom McAuliffe.
Yeah, you
owns-
know Tom?
Of course. Well, actually,
Yeah.
I worked for his father many
Oh.
years. His father.
In Milford?
No, his father was the GM of WSRO in Marlboro back in the 80s.
Huh.
Tom McAuliffe was a big wig in radio in those days, and when he left, he ended up with MRC.
Yeah.
But Tom, my third job was SRO. So I went from that network show, the Sports Final, and that's what it was. You know, they really hit that the Sports Final every night at 11 o'clock to midnight. And the guy who was the anchor host was the program director in Marlboro. And he said, "Oh, we have a overnight disc jockey." Now, I didn't want to be a disc jockey, right? I wanted news and talk. But you do what you know. And so I take this overnight job, and McAuliffe was the senior. You know, this is his son who owns it now. And I think I worked 5 weeks overnight, and then they put me on the afternoon. So then I was like 3 to 7. And I left that station, and I returned to that station 2 more times in my career. Second time as the news director and the morning news guy with a guy that's still in the air, Dave O'Gara, on WRC in Worcester. He's in the Broadcast Hall of Fame. He's been around for a long time. And hey, buddy. And so I returned there as the news director. And the third time I returned to that station was actually as the manager, the GM of the station.
Oh, wow. So you kind of like did the whole circuit at one station.
At one station. I came back 3
Nice.
times and just kept, like I said, but the first 2 was air talent, then management, news director, and then actually the big boss, which the station had just come out of bankruptcy. And it was bought in auction. So when I got there, it was in the negative. It was not doing very well. But after that quarter, by the next quarter, we more than quadrupled the billing.
Wow.
So every station I've gone to, it did leave. I got there in the red, and I've left every station in the black.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Go you. That's actually a real achievement for radio.
Yeah. Yeah,
so let's
it
go
is.
into your let's go into your 2 shows now, because you have 2 different shows that in my mind would be vastly different for a host to host.
There's more. I mean, there's a financial show, Weekly
Yeah.
Vignette I do called Handling Change, and there's the Out with Joe dining show. So there's actually a lot going on. But I know you're going to talk about.
We're going to talk about the gay show and the conservative
gay
show. Is it okay for me to call it a gay show?
I don't know, is it?
It's
I
radio-
I can't keep up with the political correctness police, and nor do I care to.
I think
So I really don't care. But
for us, it's okay to call it a gay
I guess
show.
we're allowed to call it anything we want,
We can call
right?
it- yeah.
We get to use the proper, or the not so proper words, right? Don't we? We own them.
Absolutely,
Right?
we
Is that
own
right?
those
We
words.
own them. We're allowed to
Yes,
say
of
it.
course
Yeah.
we do.
We can use all the words.
Right.
So it's not really a gay show, although we're very happy and love to do it. It is geared to the LGBTQ plus community.
That's the audience of Radio Pride.
Well, I think the audience is everybody, but it's geared to the concerns, topics, issues of the LGBTQ community. Okay. So I was involved with the launching of the TV show,
The New England Pride TV.
Yeah,
Yes,
New England Pride
Yellow
TV.
Page, which airs here on Milford TV,
Yeah,
of course.
it does. Yeah, and you'd know Teddy from that because Teddy was in his tuxedo. There he
Oh,
is
he's
on
back.
cue. He comes out over here. He's just absolutely.
You got this dog trained pretty well.
he's an old TV dog, right?
It's like a show dog you got.
But the thing about a weekly talk show,
Yeah.
okay, what that has that a monthly produced TV show doesn't have is the immediacy and the ability to respond instantly to changing headlines and events and what's going on.
Yeah.
A politician could say something stupid tonight. And at this particular station, we do what we call these drops, or 33 1/3 drops, and that means that I can actually do up to a 3-minute segment on whatever, and it can be on the air tomorrow in between the weekly show. So that, it allows for that immediate attention to anything that's current. So whether it's the Supreme Court ruling comes down, we're back to the cake battle or something, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever is in the news, that show isn't recorded a month ahead of time. It's live every Monday. and we can talk about what's going on right then, you know. And you got HRC and the Victory Fund, you know, which is dealing with, you know, this is the largest number of gay or lesbian or transgender candidates running in the country right now are going to be in the 2018 midterm elections. So they keep me posted on a lot of, and I just had Rufus on, who's running in the 3rd Congressional District, and that's going to be Nikki Songas's old seat that she's giving up. So, you know, he's running, and it's not such a big deal for somebody to run for Congress in Massachusetts and openly gay. I mean, we've had Barney Franks and Gary Studds, and it's not new for us. Massachusetts has really been, you know,
we've been a leader in LGBTQ rights.
Absolutely.
Sure, that's what they say.
And everything else.
We're still voting on yes on 3 for some stupid reason, but we're a leader in the rights.
Well, we like to think so. You know, Massachusetts, and we tend to vote different than the rest of the country tends to trend. You know, so you know we see that constantly. You know, we always vote for whoever doesn't win the presidency. It tends to be what we do here. You know, so a lot of people feel that the vote in Massachusetts is thrown away, and I know people with dual residencies, and they'll vote from, you know, where they have another home just because they think it counts, because they think that Massachusetts.
Are these red or blue friends?
Both. I have gay,
Really?
straight, red and blue friends, short, fat, tall, skinny. I have all kinds of friends. It's not for me. It's not like that. I don't.
It
have
shouldn't
a
be
list
like
of-
that either. We should
well,
just be people.
Well, there's you know, and the thing about this is, it's amazing when you talk about, you know, the show. There are people within the community that can't wrap their heads around, because I mean, not only do I host, you know, the only LGBTQ talk show in New England, and you know, was involved with New England Pride TV and vice president of Worcester Pride, and on Safe Homes Advisory Committee, and all of these things.
Yeah.
And then they go, but you're a conservative.
Yeah.
Like they literally cannot understand that. And of course I'm like, I don't know what there's not to understand. You know, you know.
Did you feel you got the same reaction when you told your parents you were gay?
I never told them.
Okay.
They're going to find out.
Oops.
They're gonna
Sorry.
No, my parents have passed. Both have passed. But you know what? There was no coming out. There was no party or invitation sent or anything like that. A reveal party. It was just simply, you know, they stopped saying, "Are you coming to your nephew's birthday party Sunday too? Are you and whoever I was dating at the time coming Sunday?" And that was it. It's just they just. Okay, it was accepted.
So people are more shocking that you're conservative than.
Yeah, that actually I had more trouble with.
So let's talk about that for a minute,
All right.
because you say you're a conservative, but not a Republican. Isn't conservative Republican and liberal Democrat?
No,
Okay,
I mean,
explain me the
yeah,
philosophy
I think
between your-
that's a real pedestrian looking, you know, way to look at it. It's very simple, especially Massachusetts. Right, we're not parties of ideology. We're parties of adversity. Is what we are. We're not. You know, show me for every. I can show you plenty of, you know, state reps and state senators with a D next to their name, but if you were to examine their platform, you say, oh, they're a Republican. They're just conservative Democrats. So it's. What does that mean? Yeah, people think those terms go together. I don't. First of all, I don't identify pretty much with any Republican in Washington.
So are you a Trump supporter?
Well, if it comes down to did I vote for Trump in this election, well, yes, I did.
Okay.
Because the Democrats put the worst possible candidate up against him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, seriously, right? Out of all of the Democrats that you could have put up in the general election, you put her up?
Can I tell you, I wanted Bernie.
Well, you know
I
what?
voted for Bernie.
Bernie, you know, the thing about Bernie is I would have preferred to see Bernie in the sense that, you know, at least all his ideas about socialism, and he would have hit the wall with Congress. Like all the ridiculous things he wanted to do, he'd find out we have a Constitution and a Congress, and you wouldn't be able to do them. You know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't have been. She would have been horrible, because if you think about all of that we've found out since the election. I mean, regardless of you know, the subpoenas being ignored and destroying evidence, and you know, the emails smashing, fixing election. By the way, I mean, she fixed the presidential election.
I thought
the
that was
primary.
Russia. Oh, we're talking about the primary, right? Okay.
Your boy
okay.
Bernie Sanders
No,
was
I agree
beat
with you
out
this
of
one. I agree with you on
a
this one. The
nomination.
the Democratic Party was absolutely rooting and openly helping Hillary
Rooting.
the
Her
entire way.
campaign ran the Democratic Party.
Oh yeah, it was
Now-
totally funded
then
by
we
her.
find
yeah.
out
No, I
now-
will totally give you that one. Absolutely.
You don't have to
Her
give it to me. It
campaign-
is what it is.
No, that is the fact.
It's not
Yes,
a gift. It's not a gift. It's fact.
Okay, sorry.
You know?
I mean, okay.
You know, I'll save my gift for something I need it for.
Okay.
That's a foregone conclusion. You know, and we find out that we had the fourth estate, right? The other branch of the government, the media, was actually being told by her campaign what to cover, giving her questions and material before a debate. And now we find out that her campaign would actually submit the material that they posted, or rather published.
You know, right before Ed Schultz passed away, he did an interview somewhere where he said that he was up in Burlington the day of Bernie Sanders' campaign launch. He was ready to do a live broadcast there. There's like 1,000, 2,000 people just hanging out on Lake Champlain for the event.
There 2,000 people? Oh,
Something
Bernie,
like
yeah.
that.
Bernie.
Yeah. MSNBC
Hillary
called
never.
and said,
Never.
MSNBC and Cohen said, no, don't cover it.
Yeah.
It was like the 12th hour. They're like, don't cover it. Don't cover it.
Yeah,
What do
they
you
wouldn't
mean?
have
He's
given
running
him, they
for
didn't give him the
president.
coverage, right.
Yeah.
And Bernie had a grassroots swell in support that he could have had 2,000 people. Now, Trump would show up and there'd be 20,000 people.
Sure.
But the media wouldn't show you that. They wouldn't talk. They'd show you the protesters outside. And when he came to Worcester, I went with my old co-host and a couple other talk show hosts from the station, and we went up to see Trump. And I ended up, in the media pit and all that. And we get there, and there are a couple protesters out in front and everything. The line went down the Centrum and down the side street out to Main Street, and it was over a mile long. And there were still people coming in even when he was on stage. And I watched the news coverage, and I was there, and absolutely, no, all you saw was tight shots of Trump and the protesters. That's all they show. But we saw that consistently through it. As far as Russia, I mean, well, how do you think the Putin summit went? Yeah, okay. Not great for Trump.
No.
But it's fantastic that the president of Russia and the United States are sitting down and having a conversation and not talking about who has a bigger button. That's not the route we want to go. We don't want
not
the
at all.
most two powerful countries on the planet at odds with each other. Almost 97% of the nuclear power on this planet are controlled by two countries.
All right, we're
Not
almost
good
at.
to get in a pissing match with those two. Oh, can we say that?
I think we can. Yeah, I think
okay.
this is fine.
All right.
If Steve is not, someone will tell
Yeah,
me. I'll
yeah,
get kicked
yeah,
off the air for a
yeah,
month or
all right,
whatever. It's
yeah,
fine.
all right.
It's all fine. So you did vote for Trump, but do you still support him?
Well, I support the president.
Would you vote for
of
him
the-
again? I don't want
Right
to say
now?
would you support. Yeah, right now.
Absolutely. We have the
Okay.
lowest unemployment in 60 years. Black unemployment, Latino unemployment is the lowest it's been since record keeping, since in the history of unemployment. The gap between black and white unemployment is absolutely the smallest it's ever been, thinnest margin. We've got wages are increasing. We have billions of dollars being returned, the tax cut, okay? You got Apple returning, $3.5 billion to this country. We have billions and billions of dollars coming back because we went from 35%, the highest federal tax, corporate tax rather, in the world, to 21%. It is the fiduciary responsibility of those boards of directors of American corporations to bring that money back into this country. They have to answer to their shareholders. They cannot not do it. And that has boosted the economy fantastically, and we're seeing the results.
But has the corporate tax actually helped the middle class? Because won't the middle class cut just disappear in like 6-7 years? Well, the corporate cut just stays like that forever?
I'm not sure what you're asking. Is the corporate tax good or bad for middle class? What are you asking?
I don't really know.
Oh, okay.
Interpret the question your way, because I don't even remember what I asked. We're almost out of time, so I'm trying to rush the interview too. Yeah,
okay. What happens is anything that's going to put money back into the American economy and give corporations capital to expand and research and jobs, which they've done, and we've seen it happen, is good for the middle class, because the jobs that are being created now are actually good wage jobs. They're not $10 or $9 an hour McDonald's jobs. Okay, these are good jobs that are being created, and the companies, if they're doing well, okay, and don't forget that the majority of employment doesn't come from the huge billion-dollar corporations. They come from the small businessmen, They come from the small startup. That's where the majority of unemployment is. And if there are funds available, and if the tax situation is in favor of a business, and that we do, and Trump is a pro-businessman, okay?
Obviously, yeah.
And
Yeah,
you know,
that's
Washington, see, this is the problem with Washington. They have no idea how to deal with this guy, all right? He's one, I mean, other than George Washington and maybe Hamilton, right? Who else ever became president, other than the VPs, you know, that ended up because of unfortunately, death, right? That was elected president that has never held an elected office before. Never. Right?
Nobody.
Not
I
so
don't
much
think
as a
anybody.
dog catcher, right? Okay. So he was beholden to nobody. He has no special interest groups that he needs to answer to. He owes nobody. He could self-fund even a presidential campaign. He could self-fund, right? So he gets into Washington and he doesn't have to answer to anybody. They don't know, and he works at such a pace that Washington has no idea what to do with him.
No kidding.
Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, does he speak off the cuff a little bit too much and tweet too much? Of course he does. I mean, obviously he does, you know. But then again, Twitter wasn't around when Lincoln was president.
Right.
You know, Lincoln could have been the biggest tweeter if there was.
Oh, he would have been knocking us
right?
off the whole time.
Yeah, you know.
But hey,
what I'm
we're
saying?
out of time. I really
We're
have
out
to
of
cut
time.
you off.
Right.
I'm sorry.
No
We've
problem.
gone so over. Everyone's looking at me
Right,
going,
okay.
come on, come on,
Right.
come on. Joe Mangiacotti, everybody.
Saturday,
Thank you so much for being
Saturday
here.
mornings on WCRN AM
Yep.
830. Yep. And
Yep.
You're Right Talk on social media.
Check it all out. Joe Mangiacotti on Facebook. Check out Conservative Speaking Saturday mornings on WCRN 8:30 a.m. as well as Radio Pride Monday afternoons on WCUW 91.3 FM.
And we're at Talking Pride.
Yes, Talking Pride. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with more talk shows. Stay tuned, everybody.
Tonight's episode of Talk Show with RJ Sheedy is brought to you by Pizza Palace, my go-to on every night where I crave pizza. The Milford National Bank, where else can you trust your money?
Hey, welcome back to the show, everybody. Welcome back. Wow, oh my goodness. You know, we are having a great time here tonight. We're having a great time here tonight. If you're loving the show and you love what you're seeing, please, 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 please give the show a like on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to keep in touch with us. We're at facebook.com/RjTalkShow and on Twitter at RjSheedy. Wow, okay. Our next guest is a good friend of ours here at the show. Tonight is actually her third appearance live here on Talk Show with RJ Sheedy. How about that? 3 times on the show. I must really like you if it's your third time here. Her new album is due out next spring. Please welcome back to the show my friend, Miss Molly Jane Gain. Molly Jane. Molly, hi.
Welcome back.
Come take a seat. Welcome to the show. I'm so happy you're back again. I think I can say this. We're not TV friends.
No, not at all.
No, we're not just those TV friends. We're real friends.
Real thing.
Real
The
thing.
real thing. Facebook official.
Oh, I'm Facebook official with all my guests, but we're real life official. That's what really means.
We're Dave Matthews official.
We're Dave Matthews official. Yeah, we are. You were so excited that whole day. We're gonna jump around this conversation so much because like we just blah. But you were so excited to bring me to that show that day. I don't know if I was more excited to be there, if you were more excited to bring me.
I've never had anyone come with me to Dave Matthews who's actually been as big a fan as I am. So
Okay.
it was exciting to have that bond with somebody where it wasn't someone new who doesn't know the songs and they're just standing there, not knowing what's going on. So it was good to have someone to party with.
How did you like the new album?
It was different.
Okay.
It wasn't the normal.
It wasn't what you expect.
No, but in a good way, because I feel like all artists need to grow, and the real fans stick around, and the bandwagon fans, they
You just jump on.
They jump off, yeah. So I really thought that they brought it, and everything with Boyd Tinsley. I don't know what happened with that, but now
That
that
was
he's
weird.
gone,
You
They-
have a great story that
I don't know if I can if it's
out our
even,
fake window now.
I have pictures framed of me and Boyd, and he signed my guitar, and I don't know what to do with it. I don't know if I
think it's still worth money.
I don't know if I
You know,
want
you
to
can't
sell it,
Oh,
but like
I don't know if anyone want to.
it's like one of those things where I have to kind of like put it away and maybe not ever play it out again.
Are you heartbroken over it?
Yeah, I
Do
mean,
you understand it at all?
I don't know. I'm so torn because I love him so much, and I love the band, but what he did,
like if the Beatles did something.
what he did, it was.
But you hung out with him for a night. What does that mean? Oh gosh.
Right. It's,
Oh, gosh.
It's tainted. It's.
What if he had? Good golly, Molly. Let's talk about something fun. Bill Murray.
Yeah.
You literally called me up one day and you're like,
Murray.
"Hey, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm supposed to work tonight." And you're like,
No, you're not.
"No, I'm not." You were like, "No, you're not. You want to go see Bill Murray?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to go see Bill Murray."
You take work off when you have an opportunity to see Bill.
I feel a little sick today. Yeah. No, honestly, because when did you buy those tickets? By the way, I don't know how did I get an invite? How did that all happen? It wasn't the show I thought I was gonna go see. By the way, when you said Bill Murray, I didn't think we're gonna have a really fancy piano player and
Friggin'
a
Hamlet
violinist
and
yeah, he was reading like Mark
Shakespeare.
Twain, and he was doing Gershwin.
I don't think
what was going on?
I think most people who went didn't expect that kind
I thought I
of
was
show.
gonna see stand up or something. I didn't know what.
I
was
think
happening.
everyone thought that, but luckily I did some research before going, and that way I wasn't disappointed. He was still
wasn't
funny.
disappointed.
He
Yeah.
was still funny, you know.
The piano was drunk. Wasn't that the best bit of the night?
The cello, the music was
The
incredible.
music was insane.
It was incredible. The cello, the violin, it was insane.
I don't know how he did it. Well, although he sings a lot.
But like, how do those people come together with Bill? Like,
Maybe he just
How
said it
does
as a
that happen?
joke.
That's what I
You told me
thought.
that.
That's what I thought. Like he's thinking these friggin' idiots are coming to see me
They're gonna pay to see me sing fancy music.
and recite Hamlet and Shakespeare.
Do you actually think he was standing up there the whole time laughing and stuff, going, "Wow, these people are taking me
He
seriously"?
did an entire tour based off it.
He
It
was straight faced the entire night. He didn't break once.
that's talent.
Are you mad you didn't catch a rose at the end of the show?
I was kind of mad.
People were yelling at him like, "Marry him." Are you in love with Bill Murray?
No,
No?
I'm not in love with him, but I do love him. How can you not? It's Bill Murray.
Okay, yes, you're right.
Bill
You're
Murray.
right. So you just had an album come out back in December. We had you on for Watch the World End.
Mm-hmm.
And now you tell me you have another thing planned for the spring?
Yeah,
What is happening?
the full length album. So seeing Dave this year, 4 times in a row, has really.
Have you seen him 30 times yet? Because I think the last one I went to was like 26, 27.
This September will be 30.
Ooh.
This September.
Awesome. Is it going to be him and Tim Reynolds then?
Yes, for-
Okay,
for
yes,
Farm
that
Aid.
tour. Sure.
Seeing him and the energy that they bring on stage really inspired me to get a whole band album together, and I really want to make that happen. And I should have made it happen a long time ago, but I procrastinate,
It's okay.
and I kind of wait for things to happen for me, and that's not how things work. So yeah, this spring, my good friend Craig Morin and Danny Morin from Secret Sage got together with me, and we started forming a thing, and
Yes.
it's getting bigger. And
And you're debuting 2 songs for us tonight from it.
yes, which is nerve-wracking, but
Have you played these in public yet?
no.
Okay.
No.
So tell me a little about these songs. One has a name and one doesn't.
Yeah, one doesn't yet. I honestly finished them a few days ago, so
Ooh.
they are very, very new.
Okay, this is really exciting.
Run For It is about it's take a look on myself and self-reflection on the negative things that I think I've done growing up. You make a lot of mistakes throughout your life, and that's basically what it's about. You know, sticking your foot in your mouth, doing stupid things. So
Yep.
the untitled one is about toxic relationships, whether it be with people or things like alcohol or and the toll it can take on somebody.
So Untitled could just be about anything.
Yeah, it's
You know
anything
what, tonight-
toxic.
Untitled would be a really cool name for an album. Listen, hold on a second. Hear me out. The title, the album title is Untitled, and then the title track for the album is also Untitled.
That's kind of like an oxymoron, isn't it? An
Yeah, but it's
album
kind of
being
hot, isn't it? Untitled.
It's
Molly Jane
super
Gain
hot.
Untitled. Available now at Target. Come on, I can see it on the poster.
I think it's been done.
What, Untitled?
I think it's been done.
Please.
But I'm gonna do it better.
You're the MG. MJ. OG. I don't know.
The MJOG.
The MJOG, okay, I like that.
No, Michael Jackson's the OG. I can't do it.
I think
He's
you're,
the MJ.
just get yourself a glove and you'll be fine. Molly Jane Gain, everybody, yes! Give it up to her. She has a new album coming out this spring. 2 new songs tonight. We're gonna take a quick break and then we'll be right back with a really special performance from Molly Jane Gain. We'll be right back, everybody. Oh my God. I'm so excited to hear this.
Yeah!
This episode of Talk Show with RJ Sheedy is brought to you by Pizza Palace, with gluten-free pizzas, subs, pastas, and more. It's more than just pizza, it's a palace. Rosanna Blanchard of Afonso Real Estate in Milford. Let RJ's favorite local realtor help you find your next home. Hands of Health Massage Therapy by Michelle Zale. Let her relax you by the power of massage therapy. And the Milford National Bank, the oldest and most trusted financial institution in Milford.
Joe, welcome back. That's it for us tonight. That's it. Thank you so much for watching and thank you so much for tuning in. Our next live show is happening on August 25th at 8 p.m. That's actually going to be 5 years for us live on Saturday nights on Milford TV. Hey, 5 years! Isn't that insane? Jeez, 5 years. Thank you, Joe Mangiacotti, for being here tonight. Thank you, Molly Jane Gain, for coming out and supporting us. To play us off the air tonight, please welcome back to the show, Miss Molly Jane Gain. Good night, everybody.
I am friends with a hand that holds me down. Close the curtains, lock the doors, I'm tying, got you all to myself, he said. Tell me how it feels to be one big man that looks so small. I am friends with the hand that throws me down. Never gonna see the light of day. I'm all you have now. You say, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
That was the untitled one. This is Run For It. The chamber is locked. Boy, is it loaded? You put it up against your own head. You're tying a knot. You know just when to cut it, just long enough to hang yourself away. One little price, one little shot. I keep trying to let it go, but you keep holding on. One little break, tired of giving up. Trying to choose between wrong and right when love just ain't enough. Drinking glass, looking like a knife stained red. I caught you with it, filling with the blood poured from your chest. One little push, one little shove. I keep trying to let you go, but you keep holding on. One little break, tired of giving up. Trying to choose between wrong and right, but love just ain't enough. Run for it, 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 run for it. Thank you, thank you. We gonna do one more?
Yes, please.
All right. I'm gonna do one for RJ. For our DMB love.
what she thinks. Just go stumbling through her memories, staring out on the gray street, and she thinks, hey, how did I come to this? I dream myself a million times around the world, but I can't get out of this place. Oh, there's a loneliness inside her, and she'd do anything to fill it in. And all the colors mixed together to gray. Yeah, 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 yeah. How she wishes it was different. She prays to God most every night, and though she knows that he don't listen, there's still a hope in her mind. She said, I prayed, but they fall on deaf ears. Am I supposed to take it all myself to get out of this place? Oh, there's a loneliness inside her, and she'd do anything to fill it in. And though it's red blood bleeding from her now, it felt like home blue ice in her heart. But all the colors mixed together to gray. Yeah, 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 yeah. And there's a stranger speaks outside the door. So take what you can from your dreams, make them as real as anything. It'll take the work out of the courage. She said, please. There's a crazy man creeping outside. I live on the corner of Gray Street, and the end of the world. Oh, there's an emptiness inside her, and she'd do anything to fill it in. And though it's red blood bleeding from her now, it felt like cold blue ice in her heart. She feel like kicking out all the windows and setting fire to this life. She would change everything about her, using colors bold and bright. But all the colors mixed together to gray. Yeah, 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 I messed it up. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you, thank you.